Don't skip this video. What I'm about to tell you in the next 30 seconds could change the course of your life in the next 24 hours. There's a reason this message from Thoth has reached you now. An invisible force is already at work to deliver something great to you by tomorrow. But 99% of people will miss this signal because they're trapped in a mental trap that prevents them from seeing it. They ask, but they don't receive. They dream, but they don't achieve. Why? Because there's a secret code, a language the universe uses to deliver miracles. And that language isn't words, it's feelings. In this video, I'm not just going to give you theory. I'm going to give you the key that unlocks the doors to the invisible. A key that, if used correctly, will open your mind and allow you to receive what is already rightfully yours. Stay with me until the end, because what's coming your way is real, and you need to be ready to receive it. If you feel it's your time, comment below, "I am ready to see the invisible." What lies behind us and what lies before us are small things compared to what lies within us. What if I told you there's a conversation happening right now, one you can't hear with your ears? It's a silent language, the primary communication of the universe, which doesn't use words but feelings and vibrations. Ancient sages, like Thoth, already knew this. They taught that the world you touch and see is merely the end result, the echo of something that was first created in the invisible realm. Everything that exists, from the chair you sit on to the money in your account, began as a simple vibration, a frequency emitted in the field of pure energy, before becoming solid, real matter. This realization that something greater is moving behind the scenes of your life is the first step. But for this force to truly manifest, you need to understand the main barrier that prevents it. The vast majority of people live within a fundamental illusion, a lie that has been told for generations, that happiness, peace, and wealth are outside themselves. They have been taught to seek, to fight, to conquer, as if they were empty beings that need to be filled by external things. But this is the greatest trap that exists, and it keeps you in an endless cycle of searching. You chase after a relationship to feel loved, but you don't realize that the purest and most powerful love already exists within you, waiting to be released. You incessantly seek peace in quiet places or during moments of leisure, without understanding that peace is not an absence of noise, but a state of mind that is yours by birthright. You strive to earn more money, believing that prosperity is a number in your bank account, when in reality it is a seed of abundance that was planted in your soul the moment you came into this world. What truly prevents your life from being extraordinary isn't bad luck or the absence of divine blessings. The universe isn't denying you anything. The real problem is a profound disconnect from your true identity. You've forgotten who you are. You've been conditioned to believe you are small, limited, and incomplete. And as long as you see yourself this way, you emit a frequency of lack, of need, of deficiency. And the universe, which functions as a perfect and impersonal mirror, simply reflects back to you more situations that confirm your belief that something is missing. The big turning point in your life won't happen when you finally get your dream job, a new car, or the perfect relationship. Those are just consequences. The true transformation, the turning point, happens in a moment of silence, when you stop running and finally remember your true nature. When you understand, at a deep level, that you don't need anything external to be complete, happy, and fulfilled. The turning point happens the moment you stop begging and start remembering. I already am. I already have. I already can. This shift in perception is what separates a life of struggle from a life of flow. As long as you believe the source of your joy lies outside yourself, you surrender your power. You become dependent on circumstances, on people, on the economy. You live in a constant state of anxiety, afraid of losing what you've gained or frustrated by not achieving what you desire. You become an effect of the world instead of being the cause of your own reality. And this mindset of dependency is the basis of all your experience of limitation, ornish and suffering. The problem is that this disconnection from your essence creates a silent contradiction within you, an energetic incoherence that most people commit without even noticing. It's like trying to drive a car with one foot on the accelerator and the other on the brake. You want to go forward, but something holds you back. This contradiction is the real reason why your dreams don't come true, and it's what blocks the miracle from manifesting in your life. It's an internal noise that cancels your requests to the universe before they even have a chance to be fulfilled. The noise that cancels your orders. This internal contradiction is the static that prevents clear communication with the universe. Imagine you're trying to listen to your favorite song on an old radio. You know the frequency, you turn the dial, but it stops exactly between two stations. What you hear isn't music, but an irritating hiss, a confusing noise, a mixture of sounds that don't make sense. That's exactly what happens in your energy field when your thoughts aren't aligned with your feelings. You send a distorted signal, and the universe can't understand what you really want. You can spend the whole day repeating positive affirmations like a robot. You can say, "I am rich, I am healthy, I am loved." But if, deep down in your heart, you feel the tightness of fear, the anguish of doubt, or the pain of loneliness, the vibration you are really emitting is that of fear, doubt, and loneliness. And the universe is not a genie in a lamp that obeys words. It is an energy field that responds to your dominant frequency, to what you truly feel. Your feelings are the true prayer, and they never lie. This inconsistency is the biggest and most common obstacle to the manifestation of any desire. It's like a farmer who plants the best seeds with faith, but spends the night awake, anxious, wondering if the rain will come or if pests will destroy the crop. It's asking for a miracle during the day and going to sleep certain that it won't happen. This attitude of distrust, this haste to see results, sends a command of insecurity to your subconscious mind and to the quantum field, a signal that basically says, "I don't trust that this is possible." And the universe, in its infinite wisdom, respects your free will. If you vibrate doubt, it gives you more reasons to doubt. If you vibrate impatience, it presents you with more delays to test your trust. It's not a punishment, it's simply the law of resonance in action. You attract experiences into your life that correspond to your internal vibration. The most common mistake is not wanting little or dreaming small. It's wanting a lot, but feeling and vibrating scarcity, fear, and need. It's saying "I trust," but acting like someone who doesn't. This static energy prevents the seed of your desire from germinating. It creates a hostile internal environment where doubt and anxiety act as poisons that kill the potential for manifestation before it can even take root. You become trapped in a cycle of asking, doubting, becoming frustrated, and asking again, never understanding why nothing changes. You blame the world, fate, or bad luck, without realizing that the blockage is not outside, but within you, in the dissonance between what your mouth says and what your heart feels. The good news is that you have the power to clear this noise. There is a way to silence the static and tune into the exact frequency of your desire, sending a clear, pure, and unmistakable signal to the universe. There is a master key, a simple yet profoundly powerful tool capable of aligning your thoughts, feelings, and actions in a single direction. This key requires no effort, struggle, or sacrifice. On the contrary, it requires surrender, trust, and a shift in inner attitude that transforms everything. This tool for clearing noise and aligning your energy is a spiritual posture that the great masters of all traditions use to perform what the world calls miracles. It's an inner attitude that activates the power of the universe in your favor long before any physical evidence appears on your radar. This master key, this secret of the wise, is called anticipatory gratitude. It's the act of feeling and expressing gratitude for your blessing as if it were already a concrete reality in your life, even if your eyes cannot yet see it. Consider the example of Jesus facing a hungry crowd with only a few loaves of bread and fish. What did he do? He didn't look to heaven and beg for more food. He didn't complain about the scarcity. He simply raised what he had in his hands, looked to heaven, and gave thanks. In that act, he wasn't giving thanks for the little he had, but for the abundance he knew was already on its way. He felt gratitude for the solution before it became visible, and that vibration of certainty is what reorganized the reality around him. When you practice anticipatory gratitude, you are doing something extremely powerful. You are shifting your frequency from lack to abundance. Most people ask from a place of need, of want. Their request carries the energy of "I don't have." But when you give thanks in advance, you are communicating to the universe, and especially to your own subconscious mind, that your desire is no longer a desire, it is a fait accompli. You vibrate certainty, and the universe responds to certainty, not hope. This completely changes the game. You stop being a cosmic beggar, pleading for crumbs, and become a conscious creator, aligning your energy with the reality you choose to manifest. Gratitude is the highest frequency a human being can emit after love. It dissolves fear, doubt, and anxiety. It's impossible to feel gratitude and fear at the same time. By choosing to focus on gratitude for what is coming, you raise your vibration and become magnetically irresistible to the experience you wish to attract. But here's the big question. How is it possible to feel gratitude for something that hasn't happened yet? How do you maintain that feeling of certainty when the outside world, your bills, your problems, everything seems to scream the opposite? The answer isn't in forcing a feeling, but in consciously using your imagination. You need to transport yourself to the future, to the moment when your wish has already been fulfilled, and feel the emotions of that moment. Feel the joy, the relief, the peace. Let that emotion fill every cell of your body. This practice of sensing the future in the present is what anchors manifestation. You're not pretending, you're rehearsing your new reality. You're teaching your body and mind what it feels like to already have what you want. And when you do this consistently, you begin to change who you are on an energetic level. You stop being the person waiting for a miracle and become the person already living the miracle. And this change in identity is what ultimately makes you a magnet for the blessings you so desperately seek. The art of becoming a magnet. Maintaining this vibration of gratitude transforms you into a human magnet. But magnetism doesn't work by chance. It operates through a precise law. You don't attract into your life what you want. You attract what you are on a vibrational level. Your soul functions like a transmission tower, sending a constant signal to the universe. This signal isn't composed of your thoughts or words, but the sum total of your dominant beliefs, emotions, and feelings. And the universe, like a perfect receiver, picks up this signal and returns experiences that match it. Many people spend their lives sending contradictory signals. They say they want a healthy and loving relationship, but the signal they emit is laden with fear of rejection, the pain of past betrayals, or the belief that they are not worthy of love. They claim they want financial prosperity, but their frequency is tuned to worry about debt, guilt over spending money, or the feeling that they will never have enough. The universe, precise in its response, cannot deliver love when the vibration is one of fear, nor wealth when the vibration is one of scarcity. To become a magnet for good things, the fundamental step is to allow yourself to receive. It seems simple, but this is where most people fail. Deep down, many carry a feeling of unworthiness. They have been taught that they need to fight, suffer, and sacrifice to deserve something good. The idea that they can receive blessings simply by existing seems arrogant or unrealistic. They block the flow of abundance with feelings of guilt, shame, and relentless self-criticism, as if there were an internal judge saying they are not good enough. Thoth, the scribe of the gods, taught that the divine spark, the essence of the Creator, dwells within every human being. This means you don't need to do anything to become worthy. Your worthiness is not something you earn, it's your inheritance. You were born deserving of all the love, all the peace, and all the abundance the universe has to offer. The only thing preventing you from receiving it is your own belief that you don't deserve it. The door to receiving is not locked from the outside but from the inside, and only you hold the key. The question that defines the flow of your life is not, "What do I need to do to get what I want?" but rather, "Am I truly open and willing to receive the good that is already available to me?" This inner permission is a silent surrender, a tranquil trust of someone who knows that the harvest will come, because the planting was done with faith. It is abandoning the need to control the how and the when, and simply opening yourself to the flow of life, trusting that the universe knows the quickest and most efficient way to deliver your desires. This attitude of allowing and deserving automatically adjusts your frequency. You stop fighting against life and start dancing with it. You become an open channel, a vessel ready to be filled. And it is precisely this fine-tuning, this art of allowing yourself to receive, that connects us with one of the greatest mysteries of manifestation, the secret of time. Because when you become a magnet, you understand that things don't happen in your time, but in the perfect time of the universe. Once you align yourself and open yourself to receive, you need to understand the secret of time. Nature operates in perfect, unhurried cycles. An acorn doesn't transform into a majestic tree overnight. The seasons don't accelerate their pace to satisfy our impatience. The universe works in its own time, a divine time that is precise, silent, and infallible. The human mind, however, is obsessed with the clock, and it is in this gap between human time and divine time that most people give up. They plant the seed of faith one day, water it with anticipated gratitude, but the next day, anxiety begins to erode their confidence because nothing visible has happened. They look outside and see the same scenario, the same problems, the same lack. And then they conclude that it's not working. They abandon their dreams not because they were impossible, but because they didn't know how to wait with the right mindset. Persistence in this context is not about continuing to act, but about continuing to feel certainty, even when everything around seems to deny their desire. What the impatient mind perceives as delay is in fact an invisible period of preparation. While you remain steadfast in your faith and your high vibration, even without seeing any external results, deep and strong roots are forming beneath your reality. The universe may be strengthening you, teaching you necessary lessons, or removing obstacles from your path so that you can not only receive the blessing, but also sustain it. Often, the delay is divine protection, ensuring that you do not receive something for which you are not yet ready. Anxiety is the poison of manifestation. It's like a windstorm that rips the newly planted seed from the earth. It sends a vibration of doubt and despair, contradicting your initial faith. Vibrational patience, on the other hand, is the attitude of someone who trusts the invisible process. It's the calmness of someone who knows that having planted correctly, the harvest is inevitable. It's like putting a cake in the oven and trusting that it will bake in the right amount of time, without needing to open the door every 5 minutes to check. Trusting the process is the ultimate test of your faith. It's understanding that if what you asked for hasn't arrived yet, it's not because it was denied, but because something bigger and better is being orchestrated behind the scenes. Perhaps a piece of the puzzle still needs to fit. Perhaps a crucial person for your journey still needs to enter the scene. Divine timing is like a cosmic GPS that is always recalculating the fastest and safest route to your destination, even if you, from your limited point of view, think you are lost or stuck. When everything is ready, both inside and outside of you, what is rightfully yours by divine right will find its way to you naturally and effortlessly. No force in the universe will be able to prevent this encounter. The manifestation will happen in such a perfect and synchronized way that you will look back and understand why every second of waiting was necessary. And the final proof that this time is being fulfilled will not come from an external sign, but from understanding how your reality is, in fact, built from within. The mirror that reveals everything. And now we arrive at the point that connects all the threads, the central revelation that, if understood, changes the game of life forever. The world you experience out there, with all its people, events, and circumstances, is not a solid, independent reality. It is merely a mirror that reflects, with relentless precision, what is happening within you. You don't attract into your life what you want with your conscious mind. You attract and manifest what you are, in your vibrational totality. This is the most fundamental and most misunderstood law of creation. Most people live trying to change their reflection in the mirror without ever altering the original image. They want to see a smiling reflection, but they continue to make a sad face. They expect the world to change first so that they can then feel good. They expect to win the lottery to feel rich. They expect to find their soulmate to feel loved. They expect world peace to feel at peace. But the universe doesn't work that way. The path is exactly the opposite. You need to feel rich before the money appears. You need to feel loved before love arrives. You need to vibrate peace amidst the chaos so that peace settles in your life. As the Master Jesus taught in one of his most powerful and direct phrases, "Let it be done according to your faith." Note that he didn't say according to your effort, according to your need, or according to your merit. He said according to your faith, which is your inner conviction, your silent vibration, that which you believe to be true deep in your heart. If you spend your days immersed in feelings of anxiety, frustration, and fear, the mirror of the universe has no choice but to reflect back to you more situations that cause you anxiety, frustration, and fear. It's not punishment, it's physics. Your vibration attracts experiences of the same frequency. But the moment you make a conscious and deliberate decision to change your internal state, regardless of what the mirror is showing you now, the magic happens. The reflection is forced to change. When you choose to feel gratitude before the blessing arrives, when you choose to feel love even when you are alone, when you choose to feel abundance even with an empty bank account, you are changing the original image. You are sending a new signal to the quantum field. Your frequency rises and the energy field around you begins to reorganize itself to match this new vibration. Old things begin to go away and new things begin to be attracted to your magnetic field. Manifestation doesn't begin when something comes to you. It begins the instant you energetically become the person who already lives that reality. The coherence between what you feel inside and what you want to see outside is what opens the invisible doors of the universe. The external world inevitably adjusts to your new internal reality because it has no will of its own. It is merely a reflection. And living proof of this can be seen in real stories of people who applied this principle and radically transformed their lives. To ensure this doesn't sound like just an abstract theory, let me tell you a true story that perfectly illustrates the power of the mirror. There was a woman who worked cleaning the floors of a small school. Her life was a constant struggle. Money was scarce, debts piled up, and there was no prospect of improvement on the horizon. From an external point of view, her situation was one of sheer scarcity. But this woman carried a secret, a treasure that no one could see, a silent and unwavering faith that she wasn't born to live that way. Every morning, as she mopped the floor, she didn't see herself as just a cleaning lady. In her mind and heart, she saw herself as the owner of a large and thriving cleaning company. She didn't repeat empty affirmations. She embodied the energy of prosperity. She cleaned every corner of that school with the excellence and pride of someone who manages their own empire. She walked with the upright posture of a leader, smiled with the genuine gratitude of someone who already has everything they need, and treated everyone, from the principal to the students, with the dignity of a queen. She stopped focusing on what was missing and began to act like the person she wanted to become. Instead of complaining about how little she earned, she was grateful for the job she had. Instead of feeling inferior, she felt powerful. She changed her inner image before the external mirror showed any sign of change. And then the universe, like a faithful mirror, began to respond. The people around her began to notice something different about her. It wasn't her appearance, but her light, her contagious energy, her magnetic presence. Soon, a teacher asked if she could clean her house as well. Then another. Before long, she had more private clients than available hours in the day. She began earning more money than she ever imagined. With this newfound confidence, she decided to take the next step. She pooled her savings, quit her job at the school, and officially opened her own small cleaning business. She hired other women who needed an opportunity and trained them to work with the same excellence and dignity that she practiced. What followed was an avalanche of success. Her company grew, won contracts with large offices and condominiums, and she became a benchmark for quality and entrepreneurship in her city. She transformed not only her own life, but the lives of dozens of other families. And all of this didn't start with a bank loan or a brilliant business plan. It all began with an internal decision. The decision to change who she was on the inside, long before she had any external proof that it was possible. This woman wasn't lucky. She was conscious. She intuitively understood the law of the mirror. She understood that she needed to become abundance within herself before she could have abundance in her life. The universe simply reflected, perfectly, the truth she had already established in her inner world. Her story is proof that her current reality is merely a reflection of her past state of being. And if you want a different future, you need to start being a different person now. The incarnation of desire. This woman's story leads us to a crucial point, an understanding that goes beyond positive thinking. Vibrating at the frequency of your desire is not just a matter of visualizing or repeating phrases. It's an act of embodiment. It's becoming, in body, mind, and spirit, the person you want to be from this very moment on. It's not about pretending or acting as if. It's about being. It's a fundamental identity shift from the inside out that completely reprograms your magnetic attraction point and forces reality to conform to your new version. If you want to attract true and healthy love into your life, it's not enough to simply visualize an ideal partner. You need to become the embodiment of love. Be the most loving person you know, not only to others, but especially to yourself. Treat yourself with affection, respect, and admiration. Fill your own void. When you become the source of love, you stop searching for it and magnetically attract people who resonate with that same frequency of fullness and self-love. If you seek inner peace, don't wait for the outside world to calm down. Don't wait for your problems to disappear before you can relax. You need to become an oasis of peace in the midst of the storm. Practice silence, meditation, and mindful breathing. Learn to observe your chaotic thoughts without identifying with them. When you become the embodiment of peace, external circumstances lose the power to destabilize you. You carry peace within you, and the world around you begins to reflect that serenity. If your desire is for prosperity and financial abundance, you need to embody the mindset of someone who is already wealthy. This doesn't mean spending money you don't have. It means abandoning the energy of stinginess, fear, and scarcity. Be generous with your time, your knowledge, and your resources, however limited they may seem. Invest in yourself, in your growth. Feel gratitude for the money you have now instead of focusing on what you lack. When you act and feel like a prosperous person, you open the channels for more prosperity to flow your way. Everything about you communicates a vibration to the universe 24 hours a day. Your body posture, your tone of voice, the expression on your face, your silent thoughts, your deepest emotions. All of this makes up your energetic signature. Don't wait for a miracle to happen before you finally change your energy. Do the opposite. Change your energy deliberately and consciously, and you force the miracle to happen. You don't chase the butterfly, you tend to your garden, and the butterfly comes to you. When you fully align yourself on every level of your being with the vibration of your desire, external reality has no choice but to reorganize itself to meet you. It's a law of quantum physics. The field of infinite possibilities collapses into the reality that corresponds to your dominant frequency. You stop being a victim of circumstances and become the conductor of your own symphony. And this understanding leads us to the ultimate secret. The principle that ensures abundance not only arrives but continues to flow in your life. When you embody your desire and manifestation happens, the journey doesn't end. In fact, that's where the true test of your consciousness begins. Genuine abundance, whether of love, money, or wisdom, is not a final destination, a pot of gold you find and keep for yourself. It is a flow, a current of living energy that needs to circulate. Like a river, the energy of the universe was made to flow. If you try to dam it, it stagnates, loses its strength, and dies. But if you allow it to flow through you, it renews itself and multiplies. Being a channel for abundance is the secret to maintaining and expanding it. Everything you receive from the universe is not just for you, it's so that you can overflow and touch the lives of others. When you share your wisdom, your time, your money, or your love, you are completing a divine cycle. You are acting in harmony with the universal law of giving and receiving. By becoming a generous giver, you send the most powerful message possible to your subconscious mind. I have so much that I can share. I live in a universe of plenty. This attitude of generosity definitively breaks the scarcity paradigm. Many people think, when I have enough, then I will give. But the law works the other way around. It is by giving from the little you have that you demonstrate your faith in abundance and open space to receive more. No one can give what they do not believe they possess. Therefore, the act of giving is a living affirmation of your own wealth. By planting seeds in the garden of others, you ensure that your own garden flourishes even more exuberantly. If you've made it this far, it wasn't by chance. Your energy resonated with this message to the end, and that's a powerful sign that your consciousness is ready for the next level. To seal this connection, leave the following phrase in the comments. Something big is coming my way. Your presence until the end is already a huge help in getting this message to more people. If you feel called to support the channel more directly, there's a link to contribute in the first pinned comment. Any help is very important to me and the growth of the channel, allowing me to continue spreading more content like this around the world. But truly, just the fact that you stayed until the end, and if you can, share this video with someone who needs to hear this, already makes all the difference. And before you leave, your journey doesn't have to stop now. I've put together a special video to help you take the next step. Content that will delve even deeper into what we've discussed here and show you how to apply it practically in your life. So don't leave yet. Click on the video that's appearing on the screen now and let's meet there. See you on the other side.